Welcome to Woosh TV. In this video we will talk about the top 10 most powerful tribes in Africa. So before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to Woosh TV YouTube channel for future updates. Approximately 3,000 African tribes are distributed across the continent. But what exactly is a tribe, and which African tribes are the most well-known and iconic? When going on a safari in Africa, it's all too easy to get by without experiencing any of the local cultures or customs outside of your safari lodge. This is to miss out on a large portion of what makes Africa such a great continent and destination. There are 54 countries on the African continent, with 1.3 billion inhabitants. Many Africans are members of one of the estimated 3,000 tribes, each with its unique accent and culture. The Constitution of South Africa, the Rainbow Nation, reflects Africa's diversity, with 11 official languages recognized. With this in mind, we've selected 10 of Africa's most iconic tribes, with a focus on East and Southern Africa's important safari regions. Number 10. Hadzabe, Tanzania. Population 1,300. The Hadzabe of Tanzania are a hunter-gatherer tribe that live in north-central Tanzania, and are possibly East Africa's last real nomadic tribe. There have been attempts to settle the Hadza since European contact in the late 1800s, and thereafter via several autonomous Tanzanian administrations. These efforts have generally failed, and the Hadza continue to live in the same way, as their forefathers did hundreds of years ago. The Hadzabe live in a highly egalitarian society with no ruling hierarchy, or disparities in individual rank, and children are raised in a cooperative manner. Foraging and hunting take up a lot of time. Depending on availability, women forage in bigger groups for berries, fruit, and tubers. Hadza men typically forage alone, feeding themselves and bringing fruit or honey home when possible. They also hunt wildlife with a bow and poisoned arrow, waiting in watering holes overnight. Number 9. Hema, Ethiopia. Population approximately 47,000. The Hema live in the Omo Valley in southwest Ethiopia, which is a fertile location. They are a pastoral tribe who place a high priority on livestock in their culture. During the dry season, families relocate to grazing areas with their herds, surviving solely on milk and blood from the cattle. Their unusual hairstyles, which include curling their hair with a mixture of ochre and butter, and their body ornamentation with a variety of bright beads, necklaces, and bracelets, are easily recognizable. The ritual flogging of women by their husbands to prove loyalty, as well as the initiation process of bull jumping conducted by boys to allow them to marry, are both controversial customs. Number 8. Himba, Namibia. Population approximately 50,000. The Kunene region, in northwestern Namibia, is home to the Himba tribe of hunter-gatherers and pastoralists. Because Kunene is located in a distant and arid section of Namibia, the tribe has been successful in retaining their culture and traditional way of life. Okaruo, the holy fire that symbolizes the Himba's connection to their ancestors, who are in direct communication with Makuru, the god, is central to their culture. To symbolize this link, each community has a permanent fire, which is tended to by a firekeeper from each family. Number 7. Caro, Ethiopia. Population approximately 2,000. The small Caro, or Kara, tribe lives on the banks of the Omo River in southern Ethiopia, seemingly unspoiled by the outside world. They survive by cultivating flood relief crops, farming beans and maize, rearing cattle and goats, and fishing. They're known for their elaborate face and body painting, which they do with a mixture of white chalk, charcoal, yellow rock, and iron ore to create some incredibly striking body artworks. The tribe also engages in ritual scarification, which entails cutting oneself with a razor and then rubbing ash into the wound to raise it over time. Men scarify their chests to depict the slaying of foes or deadly animals, while women construct intricate scarring patterns on their chests, stomachs, or backs to be deemed mature and lovely. Number 6. Maasai, Kenya and Tanzania. Population approximately 400,000. The Maasai, maybe the most well-known of all African tribes, live in Kenya and Tanzania's semi-arid Great Rift Valley. Because the tribe's vast homelands are close to several of Africa's finest wildlife parks, it is frequently in contact with international tourists. The Maasai are warriors whose ancestors can be traced back to Sudan's northern Great Rift Valley. The tribe is now semi-nomadic, herding cattle that they believe were given to them by the sky god Nai, who lowered him to earth on a leather thong. Cattle are revered and exploited as a source of income and nourishment, with the Maasai diet supplemented by a mixture of cow milk and blood. A jumping dance, the wearing of colorful robes, and ceremonial spitting are all part of Maasai tradition, in addition to drinking blood. Number 5. San Bushmen, Kenya. Population approximately 105,000. The San people, recognized as the earliest inhabitants of South Africa, are one of the world's oldest tribes and traditional hunter-gatherers. In today's Botswana, Namibia, Angola, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Lesotho, and South Africa, their descendants number over 100,000. The San are known for their tracking abilities, as well as their ability to hunt, and survive in the seemingly desolate areas of southern Africa's deserts. When they communicate, they emit a distinct clicking sound that is clearly recognized. The San, also known as Kalahari Bushmen, are the people who created the cave and rock art that can be found throughout the region, some of which dates back thousands of years. They painted their trademark pictures of hunters and other animal prey with mineral paints, ochre, eggs, and blood. Number 4. Samburu, Kenya. Population approximately 310,000. Pastoralists from the Samburu region's wide plains, the Samburu tribe hails from north and central Kenya. They generally herd cattle, but they also keep goats, sheep, and camels as well. They are closely related to their southern neighbors, the Maasai, and speak the same Ma language, but they are semi-nomadic, roaming isolated, desert places in search of pastures. They eat cow milk and blood, same as many other pastoral communities in East Africa. The Samburu are known for their unusual social structure and brightly colored clothes. In fact, the word Samburu refers to their various colorful adornments. Men wear headdresses, anklets, bracelets, and necklaces, as well as black or pink robes in the form of a Scottish kilt. Women, like the Himba of Namibia, had their heads shaved and wear 2 blue or purple cloths, one around their waist, and one across their chest with ochre adorning their bodies. Number 3. Southern Ndebele, South Africa. Population approximately 1,100,000. The Southern Ndebele tribe lives in the northeastern South African provinces of Gauteng, Limpopo, and Mpumalanga, and they speak a language similar to the Zulu. They do, however, have a distinct culture and beliefs that separate them apart from other African ethnic groups. The Ndebele believe that spells or curses, an external power inflicted on a person, create illness. A sangoma, a type of traditional healer, must fight these forces with traditional herbal medicines and bone throwing to treat disease. While these shamanistic traditions are intriguing, the Southern Ndebele's artistic style is genuinely distinct. Not only are clothes and body adornments designed in spectacular geometric patterns packed with color, but so are residences. Number 2. Xhosa, South Africa. Population approximately 8 million. The Xhosa ethnic group is one of the largest in South Africa, with their homelands in the forested Eastern Cape province in the country's southeast. After Zulu, Xhosa is the second most widely spoken language in South Africa. This language is utilized to preserve their strong oral tradition, which includes stories of ancestral heroes and elders' lessons passed down through the generations solely by speech. The Xhosa, who have a strong concept of 𝐦𝐤𝐬𝐷𝐭, gave birth to the concept of Ubuntu, basically, humanity toward others, clan. The 𝐦𝐤𝐬𝐷𝐭 is more essential than one's name in defining one's Xhosa identity. When two strangers first meet, they exchange their 𝐦𝐤𝐬𝐷𝐭 before their names. Number 1. Zulu, South Africa. Population approximately 11 million. Zulu is the largest ethnic group in South Africa, and one of the continent's largest tribes, with a population of roughly 11 million people. The Zulu are an East African warrior tribe who moved south centuries ago to settle in KwaZulu-Natal on South Africa's Indian Ocean coast. Under the leadership of King Shaka in the early 19th century, the Zulu ethnic group grew into a strong empire, earning a frightening reputation that is still remembered today. Modern Zulus, on the other hand, are forward-thinking and progressive. While traditional dress is reserved for special occasions such as weddings and funerals, the Zulu maintain strong ties to their history and culture by offering sacrifices to ancestral spirits who impact their daily life. The Zulu are accomplished artisans, especially when it comes to beading, which is weaved into beautiful, colorful designs that are both decorative and symbolic. The number and form of triangles correspond to the wearer's sex and parental status. The colors have their own symbolism, which revolves on life's duality. For example, red represents both love and passion, as well as rage and sadness. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.